Hey, what's up? Good morning / afternoon for some. It's your girl Terry D from Love Chapters, relationship coach and blogger. So today I'm just kind of popping on to talk a little bit about how relationships are built. Not always between man and woman, but relationships are built on trust, authenticity. So I just want to reach out a little bit about the professional relationships that we build with one another. And communication should not always be, I think a lot of people get caught up behind the computer. So to me, some people need tangibility in order to build trust with one another, especially when it comes to professional relationships. Because you already have a sense of vulnerability when you are already trying to build relationships, especially new relationships on a business level, because there are money that's involved in all kind of transactions. So we need to be able to not get stuck behind a computer, texting, emailing, have lunch, so that people can now, it's harder for people to say no to you if they meet you and meet the real authentic you. Sorry about that. The authentic you. So you want to build solid and trustworthy relationships. The other thing is effective communication. That means that when you are communicating something with somebody, or you're building professional relationships, you have to be clear and concise in what it is that you are trying to convey to them. And I say that because it's so hard to misconstrue what it is your message is. So you have to have effective communication. The other thing is having mutual respect for one another. Just because somebody may have more experience than you, or even more knowledge, I'll even say education, does not make one party better than the other. We have to have mutual respect, because if you don't have any commonalities right then and there, you don't burn bridges. Because at the end of the day, what if you are a dotted line to another resource for that person? So make sure that you aren't burning bridges with someone just because you think you don't have anything in common with them, because we always find resources behind that person, or who that person may be connected to, that we may not even know. So that's effective communication. It is even your first impression, and what you're bringing to the table. That's important to people. Relationships are give and take. So don't ask for what you yourself aren't willing to also give to the next person, because it is a give and take. We're trying to build our business. We're trying to build our brand. And when you're meeting someone, you are your own brand. So that means building that relationship with someone, they need to see some transparency with you. They need to know exactly what it is that you're bringing to the table. If it's not exactly finances, then what is your skill set? Something that you can build your trust with them on, and just making sure that those relationships are actually solid, just solid. You don't want to have anything that's not. And just a few things, sorry if I'm kind of looking off, that I jotted down, about building relationships and protecting your integrity. Your integrity is very important. If you meet someone and you're not who you say you are, you've already burned the relationship. So be you. You can't be anyone else. Building a relationship, people want to see the real you, because then they start to want to say, oh, okay, this is somebody I want to do business with. This is somebody I want to build a relationship with. How do you sustain those relationships? That is having follow through. Always follow through. Always go back. Say thank you. Send notes. You have to sustain those relationships. Sometimes we get what we want and we move on. And that's the biggest way, because this small entrepreneurial world is not as big as you think it is. So you want to hold on to your integrity. You want to make sure that the relationships that you have worked so hard to get, that you are actually maintaining and sustaining them. And And I know a lot of people think, you know, why are you talking about relationships between people? Because relationships are not just with men and women. I am in the business in my professional life of building relationships. On my team, I'm known as a relationship guru, and that's so funny to me because they have no idea what else I do. But I build relationships, I build friendships with people, because then they start to trust me. It's so funny that I go out into my job and I build these relationships, and then these people, now I turn them into clients a lot of the times. And I learned that from my branding coach, Shantae. So that was really awesome. That a great tool that she taught me. When you work and you need to be trying to build relationships. So that I certainly did, and learned something from it. What else is it that I want to talk about? I talked about, what are you bringing to the table? Not being able to respect. So the things I think in building a solid relationship, a professional relationship, is, what are you bringing to the table? Effective communication, mutual respect, and not burning bridges, and sustaining those relationships that you worked hard to get. So those are just a couple tips I wanted to kind of throw out there to you all, making sure that if you are building professional relationships, even if you're not an entrepreneur and you're on your job, you want to make sure that you're maintaining those relationships. I've learned that if somebody does something good for me, like I had a really big, I won't say for the company, but he was a divisional vice president, and he did something. I asked him to do something that was huge, that had never been done before, and everyone was like, "Wow, I can't believe you let him do that." Well, he left my division, went to another division, but because of the residual that he left behind, good residual, then I kept in contact and let him know the effects that we got from that. And you know what I'm doing? I'm building that relationship, because what if one day I need something from him, not just saying, "Oh, great, you did something great for me, I got the kudos," and move on. That is not what we want to do. We want to maintain relationships. You do not have to be best friends. You do not have to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, but certainly you want to be authentic you. You want to show what you have to bring to the table, and you want to learn from them, but you don't want to be a liability. You want to be an asset whenever you are looking to build a professional relationship with anyone. I hope some of these tips really help some of you all, because it's uncomfortable trying to build new relationships. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable for me, and I'm kind of in that, process, but somehow, and this is not trying to toot a horn or anything, but just having the natural ability to be able to build relationships. And I'm just grateful that God has blessed me enough to be able to do it in my professional and my personal life. I hope you all have an absolutely amazing day. Thanks again for tuning in. It's your girl, Terry D, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.